And we're back to mess. But that's okay. I'm desperately trying to come up with a pickup pad for the monorails that won't wear out as fast as they are, first of all. Basically, soldering braided wire to the power wires to the motor doesn't work because, of course, the braid sucks up the solder and then it becomes inflexible. So that's out. I went over to Sale, S-A-Y-A-L, and I picked up this thing a long time ago. Brass strip, 0.32 times quarter inch, 0.81 millimeters times 6.35 millimeters. And I tried to fashion some sort of pickup like that, which would fit right in here like that. There's me with my Dutch, my British accent, like that. But I'm not good at it. So like right there. The issue is that this thing, the 0.83 millimeters, 0.81 millimeters, 0.032 inches, it's still way too thick. It's way too thick. So, with no opposition and genius switch, as Dave Letterman would say, I thought, wait a minute, I have like just spools and spools and spools of this copper stuff. So, basically, I folded it in half and then put it in there like that. You can see, I mean, it's just never perfect. It just never wants to sit properly, which drives me nuts. So that's how it's supposed to sit. And I wanted to curl them over there so it can go backwards and forwards and not fall off. So what I did is I just took that tape and folded it in half and soldered it to the wire, thinking that that's all I would have to do. And what I did in order to add some strength to it, but yet still keep it thinner than that strip, is that I soldered the wire, let's see if they can see this, soldered the wire completely on the bottom, or basically the top now, of the pickup. So it's not on this side of the pickup. The wire is soldered on the flip side, all the way across. So even because you can bend solder if you make it thin enough without it breaking. And I thought, this is brilliant, this is genius. The issue is, the wire soldered on the inside, because I took the tape, the copper tape basically, and I took a strip, and I just cut this piece, So I took this copper strip here, and you see one side's sticky, one side's not, and I just fold it in half, like that, like tickety-boo. Let me do this, so I don't waste this piece either. Fold it in half, little song and dance. So I fold it in half, ta-da, fold it in half. So that is way thinner than that 0.81 millimeters. It's way thinner. So I'm thinking, that's perfect. This is gonna be awesome. So I soldered the wire on the side, and I make it into a U-shape and I put it on there, and the power's not picking up. And I'm going, for the love of everything, why is not the power picking up? Again, English major. Why is not the power picking up? Played. And then after fudging and faking and finagling and shaking my fist, I put two halves together. Between these two halves of copper is now 2 layers of sticky tack or whatever, Scotch tape, glue stuff. So the glue is an insulator. So this side, when you cut the ends off, because I cut the ends off, when you're on this side, there's no conductivity to this side because there's a layer or two layers of sticky tack in between. You think I would know this by now. So I'm gonna do this again, except I'm gonna leave this folded side on the outside. I'm gonna solder from this side, but I'm also not going to, where is it? I'm also not gonna solder along the entire length of it because it does make it a little too thick, and the wheels still are not touching. Let me put it on here. Come on. I got these things perfectly. And the wire is just not behaving. Sooner or later. So anyway, put this wire in that. There we go. So you can see it teeter-totters on it So the wire and the solder are too thick to, the wheels are not touching the rack. So basically this thing's just floating on which make for a great pickup. Don't get me wrong, make for a great pickup, and it does work. But I find that to be a little too, well, teeter-totter, seesaw. So I'm gonna try this other way, and then just, you know, whatever. So yeah, so that was my grand experiment wrong. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, this is the folded edge, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that wire right now, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do, because I feel like doing it right now. Probably not gonna do this part, the full part on screen, but I'm gonna pop this off. And pop that off. I'm gonna pull these things out so I can cut them. Cut them off. Cut them off at the pass, as they say. Where are my snips? Snippy, snippies, there we go. That's the problem with the junky one. Cut those off. The wire out, so there's the wire. And now you can see I soldered the exposed wire along the inside, complete inside, just to give it some rigidity, as they say. But I think that's just too much. So now I'm going to take the wire, strip it just a little tiny bit. Again, my wire. Come on, there we go. And then there we go. And I'm going to put that through, and I'm just going to solder these little tiny ends to here on the folded side. So the fold's still going to be there, so it doesn't matter what side. They're both going to be conductive, which make my life a lot easier. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it. I can't be under the tires. I mean, that's just a given. But you do have to put it through. I have these little tiny holes. I don't know if you can see them. Little tiny holes there. I put them through the center one too, so they came out the little tiny rectangle there. And that's the original intent, was I was going to solder the floaty electrical pickup plate, and have a little spring inside that little void there. I cannot find a spring that is small enough to be in there, yet not compressive enough. That's like a Bic pen spring is too rigid. I need a very soft spring to keep the plate pushed down. I think this way, just by having it loop over, that goes on that side. I gotta make sure that this is right. No, it's not right. Wrong side. I do try to, when if this is the top of the thing, that this thing is also, the studs are up, so I don't get all confused, like with the polarity, as it were. Why am I doing this on camera? Because then I'm focusing and can't talk. It's amazing how I cannot talk when I'm focusing on stuff. There we go. So the wire's now through there, and so, and then there's that. I'm gonna solder the pickups to that now. The thing is back on, soldering iron's back on. I got my little plate of soldering stuff. I'm gonna fold another one in half like that. And not even 10 minutes. This is what I'm doing for the next couple minutes to see if it's gonna work. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.